Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna review for you guys the Threezero premium scale Bumblebee from the Solo Bumblebee movie. So again, let's start with the box here. Very nice box. You have this plastic cover over the styrofoam, and you have different shots of the figure throughout, with obviously some warnings. You have the, I think this is this like the Threezero official logo, or this is yes, it's right there, yeah. So I thought that this was like a almost to prove that this is an authentic figure, like Hot Toys sometimes does in China. That's cool. There's some other logos below. So yeah, that's about it for the box. Very cool, excellent box. And this is the pose. Actually, in the movie, he imitated this pose from like the Breakfast Club at the end of the movie. So that's very fun right there. So yeah, was a quick look at the box. Okay, and here's a quick look at the accessories. You got a good amount of stuff. First of all, are these pieces that you can actually change his expression on his face. These are kind of like a set of eyebrows, I assume. So you have 4 of them. You have these sets of wheels, which is more movie accurate. The ones currently on the figure are the concept versions. But I prefer the concept version wheels because it's pretty much like the G1 version of Bumblebee. Here's the battling mask. Again, I really like this one. You almost have this like bee look with his eyes. You have the pattern in the eyes, the Autobot logo at the top. The ears actually move. They're very stiff, so be careful with these. And it's just a regular ball joint at the bottom, so it's gonna be easy to swap. And then you have his blade. These can go on whatever arm you choose. There's 2 pegs at the bottom. I'm gonna show you later on how to assemble this. And then finally you have his giant cannon. Again, I like this part because his arm actually transforms to the cannon. As you can see, I have the fingers right there. And this has a light up, which unfortunately I don't have batteries at the moment, so but I think there's either blue or red light in there. So again, this one is gonna be easy to swap as well. I'm gonna show you. Then finally you have the instructions, which again very handy. It shows you how pretty much everything moves, how you have to take the panels right there. They're on hinges. Again, the articulation on the Threezero Transformers are insane, man. I mean, there's nothing that you can do with these, because again, all the panels, you know, pivot, move, so it allows you to do crazy poses. Again, light up in the head. You can do like the, I guess, angry mode or battling mode when his eyes are red. Same for the extra head sculpt. It shows how to change the eyebrows, again, to have different expressions like sadness, happiness. And yeah, let's dig in for the review. And here's the bad boy himself, Bumblebee from the Solo movie. Again, excellent movie, guys, if you haven't watched it. I mean, it doesn't get better than this if you're a G1 fan. I mean, excellent action. There are fewer characters this time, although at the beginning of the movie they did show us like the Cybertron planet look, which was amazing to see all the G1 designs from all the Transformers. We saw Starscream, all the Seekers. Optimus Prime was obviously in the movie. He had a small part, but very very cool to see him. And I believe Megatron was cut from the movie. There were some concept shots, and I believe Hasbro made a leader class figure of that. So pretty awesome. Again, excellent movie, great cast. So yeah, again, like I showed you earlier on the box, this is like the Breakfast Club look. When one of the characters at the end of the movie kind of goes away into the football field and has that look. Again, excellent details, guys, on the figure. I mean, here as an example, on the hood you have the oil leaks. He's obviously a Volkswagen Beetle in this movie, so very G1 accurate. Again, all the attention to details, like the chrome effect on the bumper. It's kind of rusting away. You have the engine part right there in his abdomen. You even see like the straps right there, the rubber straps. And again, I have the concept wheel, doors on the back on mine. So again, this is very G1 accurate. Again, you can have the smaller doors for a more compact design. Again, these go like that on the back, so you don't really see them from the front. But I really like this butterfly effect. You know, again, look at that spine, crazy details. Even on the door you have like the leather simulation, the handle, the bar right there to move the window up and down, which is crazy. Even on the legs right there, you have all the mechanical parts from the car. This from the back of the car, the rear lights. You have that translucent plastic effect. And crazy articulation, guys. I'm gonna show you a demo in a few seconds. You have the gears right there. Paint application, I mean, it's second to none. You know, with Threezero, when it comes to Threezero, either the premium scale or the DLX, I mean, this is what you can expect from the company. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite companies since about 10 years ago when I first got their premium scale of Optimus Prime, I believe was the Dark of the Moon version. Ever since then, I fell in love with the company, with their products. They do excellent stuff. So yeah, as you can see, the head sculpt, it's kind of reminiscent to the Michael Bay movies. There are some elements, especially the mouth plate right there. Again, they made him look more, I guess, friendlier than when he was before. Not that he had a scary look, but I mean, you know. You have the tires on the back. Those are hard rubber pieces. They slightly move. Again, the details. You have oil leaks everywhere. It's awesome, and rust effect. And it's quite heavy too. The newer premium scale figures have like a die-cast frame, so I would say this guy is about, you know, easily 4 to 5 pounds. You know, it's quite a substantial weight once you have it in your hand, so that's awesome. I like the new take because their previous figures, I believe, some of the joints would break easily, so they decided to reinforce everything. Once 3A became Threezero, I think they merged the company, so they decided to add die-cast into these a few years back. So that really helps, you know, with the articulation. The figure is pretty heavy, so that's awesome. Okay, so let's do a articulation demo. Hopefully here I'm not gonna break anything. Hopefully everything is on camera again. It's a big figure, so it's hard to put him on camera again. So again, you have the flaps, tabs on the shoulders. These go in and out, pretty much like an Iron Man figure. And you have ratcheting joints. As you can see, there's a strong click. Regular joints on the elbows, but it appears like it's double bend, or close to a double bend. Again, fingers individually articulated. I think there's like three joints per finger or 2. And again, ball joint for the hand. And these pieces, like on the instructions, they go out. And again, the legs, you can raise them in and out. Hopefully everything is on frame here. There's a swivel right there, the thigh. The knee has a crazy bend, and look at all the pistons working right there. That's insane, guys. And again, the foot, same thing, very articulated. And even the toes in front move. And I like how the design of the feet, it almost reminds me of like a steel toe boot. You know, if you're working on a construction site, that's what it reminds me on the front right there. On the bottom right there, again, they didn't skip any details either. So, and then for the torso, again, it's quite hard to do with 2 hands right there. Again, there's a crazy ball joint in the front, and again it rotates all the, you know, fun stuff. Head is on a ball joint, so So yeah, very articulated figure, guys. I'm gonna show you some poses later on, so stay tuned. Okay, so first pose here that I attempted is like a running pose. Again, it's not gonna be easy to do because obviously in real life one of the feet is gonna be up. But yeah, in order to do that I had to remove this panel. There's a small ball joint just to move the lower part of the foot, because again this would pretty much again be right there, so I had to remove it in order to do the pose. Again, it's slightly convincing. So it does the job if you want to put him in a running pose. Very articulated again. Again, just make sure to watch out when you're handling him. When you put your hands, there are some fragile pieces like on the engine component right there, and these ones, the side flaps. Just make sure to pay attention when posing him. And everything should be good. Okay, so changing his arm to the gun is relatively easy. Again, just make sure that this piston actually stays on, because this you can remove. And again, all you have to do is swivel the arm out, and you have this giant peg right there, and then the weapon will go just like that. There's a hole right there, and you can just swivel it in place. And just make sure, I believe these pieces right there go on the bottom and not up, so when you plug it in, just, you know, it goes like this. Again, make sure for that small piece. As you can see, it's already falling. So yeah, we'll be back and show you how the whole look. And here's the figure with the cannon. Again, that was pretty easy to do. Just take your time and it's gonna slide in very easy. Here's like a action pose. He's about to shoot. Again, and because he has a die-cast frame, the figure is very stable. You know, I'm gonna attempt to pose the figure with the leg up only, and I think that's gonna be doable. So again, that's fantastic, because if this is gonna be 100% plastic, it would be difficult to balance him properly. That's an excellent plus right there. Okay, so to interchange the arm and put the blade in, it's again relatively simple. All you have to do is remove this yellow piece. Again, there are some 2 pegs right there. Then you can bring the blade, and again 2 pegs right there. It pegs in securely. Again, you just press gently, and there you go. And what I like about this, it's like his forearm actually opened and the blade actually comes out, so that's a good touch. Good attention to details. And here's the blade looks. And I think Bumblebee only had the blade in like the last night, from what I remember, so it's the second time that we see Bumblebee with a blade in the cinematic universe. I don't remember if he had one in G1, I don't think so. There's a good look on that. Again, fingers, crazy details on the inside. And again, what I like about Threezero is their figures are very dirty, which is awesome. I mean, it makes sense. It's a gigantic robot. Every time he transforms, you have all the pieces that collide together, you know. And this one, being an older vehicle, you know, has rust and dirt all over the place. So you get even inside the fingers. It's crazy. This almost reminds me of Dr. Octopus' tentacles. In Spider-Man 2, you have the same kind of details on the inside. So yeah, great stuff. The blade could have been awesome if it would have been die-cast. I don't think that would have changed the price too much. So, but maybe for safety reasons, because this one is pretty pointy, so maybe that's why. So yeah, fantastic figure, very easy to pose. As you can see, it takes literally like a minute and a half and you have a new pose. So So let's do some size comparison, guys, and see how he stacks up next to other figures. Okay guys, here's some size comparison, and again I took Optimus Prime out. He's an excellent figure. I'm gonna do a review on him soon. But look how massive he is. He's about almost 20 inches tall. And yeah, full of die-cast as well, very heavy. He's about 7 pounds or more. There's Bumblebee there, sorry about that. He's about 14.5 inches tall. So pretty close in terms of scale. I think he should have been a little bit smaller. And there's obviously a regular 1/scale figure. There's our famous Michael Myers, the guinea pig here. He's about 12 inches tall, so you can see. Again, he's quite bent at the knees, but usually he's a lot taller. Again, 14.5 inches versus 12 and 20. So it's pretty close to the movie. I know in the Bumblebee movie the Transformers were a lot smaller than the Bayverse. I think Prime was barely 20 feet tall and Bumblebee was like 11 or 10. So there you go. Yeah, excellent. This guy again, I just made a video on the top 10 figures of my collection. This one was pretty much number one. I'm gonna tell you in the review more about it. So fantastic figures by Threezero. And yeah, in terms of value, I think he was 420 when he came out or something like that, and for the past few years he actually went up in price. I think at some point he was about $600 or so, but then the price went down. I actually paid $500 for mine, shipped to Canada, and now you know you can find him for about $350 to $400. It's quite rare to get. So yeah, I lost a little bit of money on him, but you know that's just part of the game of collecting. Sometimes these collectibles go up and sometimes they go down. No, the price for Prime, he's pretty much stayed the same, no retail. I know when the new movie came out, Rise of the Beasts, he went up, but then Threezero surprisingly re-released him. I think he was re-released twice or 3 times by now, so yeah, his price remained the same, so that's good at least. But yeah, excellent quality in their figures, guys. Hopefully they're gonna put the Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon on pre-order. You know, they showed him last year, I think, at the end of the year. And what a great piece. It's gonna come with weapons, a big base, and yeah, that's gonna be expensive. Hopefully they're gonna do multiple versions, like for people that only want the figure, you can get the figure. For people who want the guns and the giant base, they can do like a premium version. I think he's actually called Premium Plus, so yeah, keep an eye out for that figure. Hopefully it's gonna release soon, so then I'm gonna complete like my whole Prime look, you know, from the Michael Bay, The Last Night, and then this one, so that's gonna be cool. So yeah, that's how they stack up together. So final conclusion, guys, yeah, this guy is another banger. Again, every time you put your hands on a Threezero product, either a DLX or this premium, you know, it's gonna feel, yeah, it's gonna feel premium in your hands. And yeah, excellent articulation. I don't have any bad things to say about him. It's very solid, the die-cast feels good in hand. And yeah, the accessories are cool. I think he pretty much completes everything. I don't think he would have come with anything more that would have been, you know, necessary. You know, maybe a double cannon look like in Rise of the Beasts, that would have been cool. But yeah, I mean, this is a masterpiece right here. If you are collectors of Transformers, if you like Threezero, and again, this guy doesn't transform, but because of that, they were able to make him, you know, more accurate and you know, in details versus like a Hasbro product. And again, you have light up features. Again, I don't usually put batteries on my figures, guys, so sorry about that. But you had the eyes that light up, the chest right there, and the weapon. So yeah, excellent figure. Stay tuned until the end of the video, guys. I'm gonna show you some showcases like usual. I like doing that, you know, changing the lights and give him different poses. And make sure to subscribe, follow me for more content on TikTok. And yeah, stay tuned for the review of this guy, which is gonna come very soon. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe and see you later. Bye bye.